going on, gang? I don't really have a plan for this video. I just finished a 5-mile run, and it actually wasn't planned. Wasn't planning on running 5 miles a day, but the past couple of days I've been in a really low frequency, and if there's one thing that can ever bring me back to my highest level of energy, my highest level of consciousness, it's always doing something difficult. And for me, that difficult thing has been the past 2 years running. That's the one thing that always brings me back to who I know the real version of me, the best version of me. And you see, a lot of people think that just because I preach this, be disciplined, get your shit together, do what you gotta do, make it happen, that I don't still fold sometimes. Look, I fuck up all the time. I am not perfect. There's nobody you see that is perfect. There's nobody, no world-class athlete who wants to train every single day. I promise you, your favorite celebrities, your favorite athletes, they all miss stuff sometimes too. Now, of course, some are more than others, and maybe there are some anomalies that are, super hyper disciplined and they do everything they say they're gonna do 24/7. They never miss a beat. Sure, I'm sure those exist somewhere, but most people, myself included, I screw up sometimes too. So yesterday, I'm not sure what exactly happened, but I woke up and I did not stick to my routine. I did not stick to my nutrition. I'm trying to get a little bit leaner. I'm not really on a full-blown cut or whatever, but I am trying to get a little bit leaner. And really probably the past week, I'm typically running in the mornings, and I am, lifting somewhere around lunchtime, maybe in the afternoon, whenever I can get that lift in. And lately, the past week, maybe 2 weeks, I have not been doing that. I've been waking up some days and getting my run in. And if I do get my run in, I shorten my distance because I started prioritizing, my work, my clients, and I'm making these videos. I started prioritizing that over my runs and, my training, And the thing is, that's okay. You got to have seasons where you're focused more on certain things. And right now I'm in a season of building my community, building my, helping my clients. All my energy is in giving the best service to my clients, and just building my brand, building my community. So the training has lost some of the focus, and this happens a lot to people, and me, myself included. It's like you want to give all of your energy into this one thing, and the thing is, you can absolutely do that, but you can't leave off the stuff that got you to that point. The only way I was able to go all in on my business was because of the discipline I acquired while training, getting up 5 a.m., getting my run in, starting my day with that win, with that first win of the day, and once I started to take that off, I didn't realize it, but I always realize this stuff when I'm looking back. I'm realizing it now. The reason I feel like I lost my edge in the past couple of weeks is because I have started slacking on my morning routine. And my morning routine is what gets my mind and my body primed to attack the freaking day. I wake up on time, get my running, get my good sweat in, get my good breakfast in, and first 2 hours a day, no phone. I'm completely dialed in the first 2 hours of my day. And that's what gets my mind ready to hit the work day hard, right? And I've kind of let that slip. And yesterday, and I have not been sleeping well the past couple of weeks either. And I got this Garmin watch, and I need to really throw it in the garbage because, I'm getting this bad habit of checking my sleep score every day. And, the sleep score is always bad. It's always like, 3 hours here, 5 hours there, 7 hours there. And I know I preach a lot about sleep too. Like, get your sleep, get your sleep, get your sleep. And I promise you guys, I try my best to go to sleep on time. After I hit the bed, I try to be in the bed at least 8 to 8.5 hours. That way that gives me 30 minutes to an hour to fall asleep, and I still get my 7.5 to 8 hours of sleep, or 7 to 8 hours of sleep. But I've had so many crazy thoughts going through my head, so many ideas, and I've been struggling to go to bed, and that's what led me to getting my testosterone checked yesterday, because I've been stressed out. Of course, show goes on, we still gotta do what we gotta do, but I want to see what the stress and what the lack of sleep, because honestly, since I've moved to Nashville, really, I have not slept well, but the past 2 weeks it's been even worse. So I just want to see how that has affected my testosterone, and I may start, I may go into like some type of regimen to boost my testosterone naturally, not going to the dark side, don't worry. But yeah, so back to the point of this video. yeah, I folded. I went and I ate some fast food yesterday, and man, it was just so delicious, you know. I was stressed out. I was like, you know what? I just need to give myself a good old meal. Comfort one. And I woke up this morning, 3 hours of sleep, got a good lift in, you know, but the lift was easy, you know. It didn't punish me enough to snap me back into my highest level of consciousness. So what I had to do was I left that gym session 5 o'clock in the morning, and I drove to another gym and got another gym session in. That one still didn't work, and I know this is starting to sound freaking insane because I have a ton of shit to do today. I have a lot of work to get done today, but I know what gets me back to that level. I know what gets it back, and it's always pain. It's always struggle, because once I can do something difficult and climb through that, dig through that mud and come out on the other side, I always get this huge rush of confidence, because if I can get through this shit, like, bro, look, it's 11 a.m., the hottest part of the day. And when I first started running, it was raining, right? And then the ground got soaking wet, sun comes out, and all that rain that was on the ground, the wet ground started freaking evaporating, and it got humid as crap. So it was like I was running in a freaking sauna today. I just did a little 5.5 miles. Nothing too crazy, but every single mile I wanted to quit. Every single mile I was like, this shit is stupid. Why am I doing this? I have so much work to do. I should be working. That's what's going through my mind when I'm doing this stuff. And like, I never want to get my message confused. Like, a lot of people see my stuff, you see my runs, and you think, oh my gosh, you know, he's just living in La La Land, he's running around, look, he's just, man, he's so aesthetic. And it's like, bro, I fucking hate running. I do not like this shit. Of course, 10% of the time, every once in a blue moon, I'll get this runner's high, and I'm like, I'm on my stride, I'm getting after it. But 90% of the time, I freaking hate it. My knees hurt, my ankles hurt, my chest is hurting, my freaking diaphragm is stretching to its limit. I do not like running. I'm a heavier guy. It hurts my lungs. Like, the reason I run is because there's something about it. It's something about doing something that it's difficult, something that I do not want to do, that once I accomplish that thing, it takes me out of the freaking world. It takes me from my weak, miserable, poopy pants mindset into the mindset of a G, the mindset of my highest level of confidence. And you've got to find that thing that gets you. You got to find that thing that gets you to that level. Because for me, I enjoy working out. Like I said, I worked out twice this morning, and that didn't snap me back. Because why? Because I like to work out. It can't be something that you enjoy to do. If you enjoy working out may not get you back to that. Well, it's not going to get you back to that mindset, the powerful mindset. It has to be something you hate. It can be getting punched in the face, martial arts. It can be, I don't know, freaking cycling for 1,000 miles. I don't know what it has to be. Usually it needs to be something physical. It has to be something physical. And if you're a beginner, going to the gym could be your very thing. You know, that could be the thing that snaps you back. And that used to be my button, you know, several years ago. You know, maybe my first 5 years of lifting up until I turned about 22. But once I kind of started to max out my natural levels of I guess my natural gains, because I lifted for like 7 or 8 years at that point, you know, it stopped giving me that same effect. You know, I still love working out, I still love, you know, getting my stuff in. It's not difficult enough to take me to a different mindset, right? So that for me is running. I cheated on my meal yesterday, and I did not sleep well last night. I ended up watching a freaking movie yesterday, and it was very easy. It would have been very easy to start what I call a shit spiral, which means you have one bad meal, that turns to a whole shit day, and then turns to a whole shitty week, and next thing you know, oh, well, the whole fucking month of July is trash. It's fucking ruined. You know, that's what we want to do, right? And that happens a lot of time. That used to happen to me. So the way you win this stuff, the way when you get started on this bad series of events, right, where you're just losing left and right, or you start off with one bad thing, you have to look at the entire day. Okay, old me used to have one bad meal and he'd turn it into a bad day, right? The old me would have one bad day and turn it into a bad week, or one bad week into a whole month, right? And then he'll start 2025 off, have one bad week, and then my camera got too hot because I had it in the windshield and it started to overheat on me. But I was a little riled up, so I'm gonna try to talk more like a normal person now. But yeah, guys, sometimes you're gonna get in a dark spot, you know, you're gonna fall off track, you're gonna lose your motivation, if you will, and you have to look at the situation and not allow yourself to sink into a further hole by worsening the situation. You have to raise your frequency, and the way you raise your frequency is by doing something difficult. And it's not because the difficult thing itself, although when you're doing something difficult, you're literally earning the dopamine, you're earning the good feeling hormone. There's a lot of instant gratification you can get from eating the shitty meal like I did, or watching movies and videos and TikTok, stuff like that. The stuff that gives you good feelings without the work. You can do more of that stuff, but that's only gonna make you sink further and further and further to that pit. So when you are faced with these bad days, these bad events, don't let them spiral into an entire day or an entire week or an entire month or year. Stop it right there. And the way you stop is by doing something that is difficult, something that pushes you past your comfort zone. It cannot be something that you enjoy. If you enjoy running, running is not going to work for you. If you enjoy fighting, if you enjoy getting punched in the mouth, then fighting is not going to work for you. So you have to find something that is difficult to you, and you have to do that thing. You have to do it really hard. Push yourself past that level of comfort, because once you face that thing that is difficult to you and you push through it, the man that comes out the other side is always a stronger and more confident man. Because if you can do something that you don't want to do, something that you do not have the energy to do, something that you actually kind of hate a little bit, if you can do that thing, it makes the rest of your life seem so easy. Because like, bro, if I can get out and run 5 or 10 miles in blitzing heat, I can say no to the fucking fried chicken, dude. It's like that. It's like whatever your desire is, whether it is to watch a movie, whether it is to do the homework assignment. Bro, if you can go to the gym and lift weights and tear your muscles apart for an hour, if you can do that, you can sit down and study, put your eyes on a piece of paper for an hour. You're right? So it's like, find something that is hard when you're faced with these troubling times and you're feeling down in the dumps, because it happens to all of us. Don't look at me or any of these guys online and think that, and like I said, maybe there are some outliers, but don't look at people like me. And I'm never gonna try to portray this person who just never misses. I try my best not to, and I do fall off very rarely. When I was years ago, I'd fall off all the time. It'd be an everyday thing, but now I fall off very rarely. But it does happen. I fall off, I lose focus, I lose energy, I lose my drive and motivation, and I feel like I have lost connection with my purpose, the thing that keeps my frequency up here. So guys, look, when you're feeling low, mindset's in the gut, the freaking frequency is on the ground, raise that frequency by doing some difficult work. Do something that you do not want to do. And brother, I promise you, when you lock in on that one thing that you don't like doing and you make it to the other side, you make it to the end, you're gonna feel 10 times better than if you were to keep digging yourself to a further and further and further hit. Appreciate you guys watching. Hope you guys come back again. Let's go!